Good morning. I wanted to make a video for everybody. There's a lot of silly people out there that's talking all this survival stuff and showing videos and doing things, and that's all well and good. They might even teach survival. We live in a really mountainous part of the Appalachians, and it's beautiful. We bear hunt, deer hunt, work hard. But there's a lot of hiking, hunting, fishing, things like that. You may go bear hunting. It take you 2 or 3 days to get a bear out because you kill it miles back in the woods. And yeah, unless you're dragging out a 500-pound bear or trying to cut it up and quarter it and backpack it out, you shouldn't really have any reason where you can't get in and out of wherever you're going. But I'm going to make a little video, and I'm going to show y'all. I got 2 packs, I guess you could call them. They're more... like if I travel, I call them, just like a get-home bag, where if there's something that happens and the car breaks down or something goes wrong, then you always want to be able to get home. And if you live in a place where you need a bug-out bag, you can forget that. You ever watched Alone, the TV show? Them guys have got piles of gear, and they only make it, miserably for a few weeks. I mean, it's not... it's not something that's going to be ongoing. And then if you've got kids and a wife, then you can forget that. If you live in a place that's not safe, move. Go to a place that is safe, that has woods around you, that has creeks you can fish if you needed to, or woods you can hunt, that if you needed to, you could do that. But let me go ahead and show you a few little things and give you a couple tips. Let's see. All right, the first one is, batteries will go bad. It doesn't matter. I had these for, I think 2 years, and I had them stored in a dry place, and you can see they're corroded and nasty. You can't really put batteries up in a stored place for an emergency and assume they're going to be all right. Now these are pretty awesome. You got this one Bushnell makes, but it's a solar recharger. You can plug a USB up to it and charge anything, and a lot of electronic devices have the USB where you can recharge them. Your cell phone, flashlight. I've got flashlights, cell phones, and lanterns and other things that you can plug up to that and recharge. The little cooking kits, I don't know. I've had them for a long time. I've really never had to use them. There's the little Coleman cooking kit. It's I can't remember what I paid for it. It's been a long time ago. I've got one of the nicer, like, little backpacking collapsible cooking kits. It's got a lot of cool stuff in it, but like I said, you don't have to use that if you're just going in and coming back out. Let's see, you got things like these Mountain House bags. That's all great. Maybe if you're going to backpack or do some long distance camping, that's something that's pretty neat. You got these little wet fire things, and that's pretty cool for if your wood's a little wet and you just want to speed up the process of making a fire. But going back to the fire, there's a lot of different ways you can make fire. And I'm here to tell you right now, if it's not with matches and a lighter, you're wasting time. You're wasting energy. Whenever I was a kid, a small child, my grandpa taught me how to make a fire with my bootstring and make a bow drill and all that crap. That's not something that you want to have to do, especially if anything's wet at all. I advise having if you got a pack, getting a pack of these good windproof matches. They're really good. They work good. But yeah, I mean, I really got into watching Bear Grylls for a while, and I got the knife, and it's a pretty good knife. It's got the fire starter made to it right there. You pull that out, you can make a fire with it. And then I got his other one, but I mean, you can see that those things take up more space than a regular lighter. Look, let's see. Look, 2 big lighters. And just to show you that I'm not blowing hot air, I don't smoke, and I have a Bic lighter in my pocket. You can see it's not something that's not getting used. I like brush fires and stuff to burn brush to part of my job. Keep a case pocket knife in my pocket always. But yeah, just whenever you're making these packs and things and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do, you don't want anything super heavy unless you're planning on not leaving your car. You want something light, because I can tell you, going miles in the woods and it being straight up and straight down and sometimes having to crawl through a thicket, you want something that's not going to stick out from your body too far. It's not going to be hanging up things. You want a really small pack. Small and light is better for you. And it's just according to what you're doing is what you need to have. Now, if you don't like the little Bic lighters or the ferrocium rods or the magnesiums, now this thing's pretty cool. My wife got this for me. I used it some, but then, I mean, it's really nice. I just put it back up. But it's a plasma lighter, but it's pretty neat. Now, a couple things that are light that don't take up much weight and room is these little survival blankets. And they're all right. I mean, you really, I'd really rather carry a little bit of extra weight and have, like I've got that wool blanket and then a fleece blanket and then an extra shirt. And I always keep, in my heavier bag, I keep a tarp just to where I can always make a good little shelter. I keep things, you know, like a good pair of gloves, protect your hands. I'll just scan over and show you a couple things. A little lantern. You can put double A's in that, you know. Let's see. A little radio. I've never opened that and had to use it. I familiarized myself with it a little bit, just where I could if I needed to. But it's a hand crank radio. It's got the emergency channels and all that stuff on it. And you can also charge. The reason I got it is you can charge your cell phone and small devices with it, with the little solar panel that's on it. All these, a really good tip for y'all, all these high dollar bushcraft knives, these $200 and $300 and $500 knives, is a waste of money. I mean, it's just, you're throwing your money away. If you really use it a lot, and then, you know, maybe get a good K-bar. And I'm not even talking about like a Becker. I'm talking about just the regular $50 K-bar knives. My grandpa gave me one whenever I was really young, and I love it. I've used it my whole life. It's fantastic. I bought this one. Actually, I bought this one for my wife. It's one of the Schrade, full tang, real beefy. Because I was watching all them guys on TV, you know, beating on it with a piece of wood and splitting wood with it. And I mean, honestly, that's really, you don't want to abuse a cutting edge like that. Even if the tool's going to hold up, you're going to dull the tar out of it. It's just, you know, if you're going to split wood, get an axe. You don't want to be splitting wood with a knife. There's not any sane mountain person up here. We don't split wood with pocket knives. We don't split wood with regular knives. If we're going to bust wood, we'll use a Go Devil or an axe. If you're in a survival situation, you don't have to bust it. You can cut small pieces. You can take and find pieces that you can break with your hands. You've got things like these little Corona saws. Awesome saw. I think 18, 20 bucks. And it is sharp, and it will, a great little thing. That one, I only keep it in my pack. I've used a lot of them, and I keep them in the bed of my truck, and they work great. I've cut off deer horns with them. I've cut a lot of stuff, even on the job site, cutting stuff. Then they cut super good. But I just wanted one that was sharp and ready in case I ever needed it. Now I've got a Schrade hatchet, but it's as much for using as a hammer as it is anything else. You see all these guys building these survival shelters, which is, it's almost a joke. Whenever we were growing up as kids, we'd build more elaborate, better shelters than these survival instructors would. I mean, it just blows my mind what everybody's trying to teach. But, I mean, whatever, all the power to you. Oh, always keep a little bit of paracord. I use paracord a lot. That's just a little pack of it that I have. It's just a little emergency piece of paracord. But yeah, and then you've got things like emergency tourniquet kits and things. If you don't know how to use them, you could almost do more damage than you could good. You could still save somebody's life maybe, but that's something you need to study up on. Just a first aid course for any parent or just a person that wants to be helpful to other people is awesome. You know, the more that you know. Now, all the people that do the bushcraft stuff that tell you the more you know, the less you have to have, are absolutely right. Knowledge is a great thing, and but more than that, more than trying to keep all these different things, knowledge of your surroundings and your situation will keep you from making a mistake that you have to have these things. And then if you're going to go try and rescue somebody or do something like that, then you can pack what you need. And there's no question about you having what you need because you planned for that. But honestly, you're probably not going to have a lot of weight on you if something does happen and you wanting to move and you wanting to go through the woods. You want to be light. Even I've got not a really heavy pistol, but I've got a heavy enough pistol that when it's on my hip and I'm going up and down these mountains as it's my backup for whenever we're bear hunting, I can feel the right side of my body, my hip, my leg, my knee, my thigh, overexerting from being off balance. You can feel it. And that's just doing a couple miles in the mountains. That's not even, you know, hitting the Appalachian Trail or something crazy like that. But there's a lot of things that you can not do that'll keep you from needing all that stuff. If you don't know your area, don't get off the trail, okay? Never get farther away from your vehicle or civilization than what you have time to get back. If you're not set up to spend the night in the woods, don't. It's for us, it's a little different. We can lean back against a tree if it's not raining and be pretty comfy. You can pull the lighter out of your pocket and make a small fire. There's times we've been in the woods and stayed the night and it rained, and some guys had trash bags in their pockets, which was awesome. Now me, I don't want to be just in a trash bag. I do keep a rain suit, you know, a full rain suit. And but yeah, if you wanted to just have the basic things that you need a pocket knife, which you should never not have, a firearm to protect yourself. But if you're going to get a firearm, you have to have training with it and familiarize yourself with it. It does not need to be something that you get and don't know how to use, because you could actually do harm instead of it be beneficial. I bought my wife a pistol, and it took me, I think, 200 shells at the range, and she started hitting center target and did good. She could hit the target in the head. She could hit the target in the chest. If there was a coyote or a bear or a mountain lion that charged her, she would be able to put it down before it got to her, as long as she didn't empty her gun while it was too far away. But if you're gonna be in the woods, you should have a way to protect yourself. That's the number one thing that's going to happen, is either a bad person or a bad animal is liable to hurt you. You might get bit by a copperhead or a rattlesnake or something like that. And I mean, it's your immediate safety is the thing that you need to do. And by being really observant, that's going to make a huge difference. Can't stress that enough. You need to always be aware of your surroundings. You know, don't put yourself in a situation that that you're not prepared for. But yeah, I mean, you can see all the stuff, you know, like if you're going to be out in the summertime, you know, a little bug spray. And I've got bigger cans of bug spray. I just keep that little thing for if I have to have it. I want it to be fresh and I want it to be there. I've got fishing kits where I've got spinners and fishing line. I've got some netting material. Super handy, but I don't have to use that. I've got tackle boxes with my fishing gear. That's just an emergency kit that I don't get into. An extra belt is really handy, and I've got rubber bands around this one. I'd figure maybe the rubber bands come in handy for doing something other than just holding the belt in place. But there's so many different things that you can spend your money on. You need to figure out what your situation is going to be made up of, the different components. Is it cold? That's going to be huge because you have to stay warm when it's cold. Is it going to be wet because you want to stay dry? People talk about core temperature. You want to keep your body's core temperature good, but like I said, it's so easy. Whenever, like if I go into the woods, I'm good. I mean, I don't need hardly anything. And if my wife and my kids are with me, I need a lot, because not only do I want them to be safe, I want them to be comfortable. So you've got to think about all these things. What is your situation that you're going to be facing? What time of the year is it? What's the temperature? Are you going to be in? If you're overnighting, then you need to be prepared for that. If there's a chance you will overnight, if nothing else, get some really big trash bags and fold up a couple and put them in your back pocket. But you want to be prepared for any situation that you're going to be in, to where nothing bad happens. I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. And also, I don't want you to waste your money on all this junk that everybody's pushing, because you really don't need it. Like I said, if you don't know the area you're going to, don't get off the trail. Stay on the trail. No matter what, do not get off the trail, or you could end up being a statistic. Always have a way to protect yourself. If you're going somewhere where there's no predators and maybe just bad people, yeah, take a knife, a good knife. If you're going somewhere where there's mountain lions like we have around here, or black bear that could be aggressive, then you better have a gun. And that's not saying anything for bad people. Definitely you want a gun for bad people too. Who wants to be in a knife fight? You want to be able to protect yourself. And that includes from people, animals, the elements. But make sure that you don't get outside of your range of experience with whatever it is you're doing. It's not worth it. If you're with somebody and you've got an instinct in you saying, I shouldn't go do this, I shouldn't do it, listen, because that's going to save you from making a mistake. If you'll listen to your inner voice, I guess you could say. Everybody's got some sort of instinct. There's always a voice that says, man, that's stupid, don't do that, or oh, this, I don't know if I should do this, or I'm scared. Okay, well, that's an alarm that your body's giving you, saying, don't do it. You're not ready for this. You shouldn't do this. You're not prepared for this. But if you do try to do some things, then, pack light, and you'll have a few things to get you through. Have something to cut a little bit of wood with, just a little saw and a lighter, and you can start a fire. Don't worry about ferrocium rods and friction fires. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. Any survivalists that would send you out in the woods with that, they don't care much about you. You need to have a lighter in your pocket so you can make a fire really fast and get warm, or boil water, or cook, or whatever it is that you need to do. But don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. I really hope this video has helped y'all a little bit. And I guess if you want to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and that'll work. Y'all have a good one. Bye.